Man, Don, it's cold out here in these streets, man. I can't even lie to you.
You're telling me my toes are about to file a missing persons report.
Hey, bro, you know it's even colder than these streets. Our subscriber count, if we keep missing uploads, bro, we'd be slacking.
You ain't even lying, my friend. The content must go on.
Hey, man, I think I got something that might be able to get us out of this cold, though. What you think?
What's that?
Check this out. Subscribe for warmth.
Subscribe for warmth?
Yeah, man.
That ain't got shit on my side.
Man, we keep doing this, we might be able to get from this alley to some cardboard mansion.
Cardboard mansions.
You feel me? Hey, on some real shit though, subscribe to our new Patreon if you already like the stuff we've been putting out on YouTube. We getting even better over there.
Please be on the lookout 2024, the Mack Don Show on Patreon.
Subscribe.
Kansas City, you said?
Yeah, it was a pretty cool dude, honestly.
Was he like, did he act normal, or was he very like weatherman in real life?
He acted like completely normal. They were on their way to Vegas and they got stuck on a delayed flight.
I guess, so he wasn't able to predict the weather that delayed his flight, huh? That's interesting.
No, well, most of the time it's not even weather. It's because the airlines are so understaffed and shit.
Oh, okay. I see.
And not even just the airlines, the air traffic control as well. And pilots can only do like a certain amount of hours a day or something like that, just keep them fresh and things like that.
Yeah, and you can't fly without any air control.
Right. So they're just kind of understaffed mostly. I don't know if it's every airline, but definitely United. They have like almost every single day I see people from United like, yep, got stuck
on delay. Yeah, I feel like being a weatherman would be tough. You'd really have to hang your hat at the end of the day, like take the old weatherman suit off, you know?
I don't know how tough it'll be. Like, if it does, like...
What happens when you're wrong?
Nothing.
You get ridiculed by the public, you know?
I don't think it's that deep. I don't think anyone's been like, the fucking weather guy.
I know I am. I know I'm pissed when the weather ain't right. That really chaps my ass.
Yeah, is no one going to talk about how it's still raining in August?
It's raining heavily.
Like
it was like almost flooding earlier.
Right. Like, is no one going to talk about how this is not normal weather in Colorado in the middle of the summer, late summer?
Yeah, it's been raining like absurdly.
Yeah.
Like, usually we have like a drought around this time.
Usually it rains like May, June, and like by the middle of June, you won't see rain again until next
year.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, pretty much.
You'll see some snow, but no rain.
Yeah, this hasn't happened since I was a kid.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it did happen when we were kids. I remember because like our street flooded so much and it was trash day, and our trash cans just floated away down the...
No.
Yeah, just down the...
Holy crap. I remember there was like times that we had to like stay in the classroom because the weather was so bad outside.
Oh, yeah.
It's like lightning.
Get to play board games for recess and shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where my gambling habit began.
Shooting dice. Oh, wait, you weren't shooting dice?
We were at least playing cards, playing rummy.
Yeah. Yeah. Got the blackjack table set up.
Literally.
In the bathroom.
Whole roulette table, like, come on. You got the baccarat reel.
You got like 3 kids like smoking cigarettes in the bathroom. You just came in to take, a deuce.
You owe me some money.
You have like boys, like you got like 2 boys behind you and they got like sunglasses on. You're like, hey, Tony sent you. Tom, he owes me my 500 by tomorrow.
Or else.
Or else, he's not going to have lunch for the next couple of weeks. He'll be sleeping underneath the bleachers. He's a dead man. You hear me? Dead.
I don't know. That's crazy stuff. All right, Don, how we feeling? How we feeling on this nice evening?
Groovy. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's a blessed day. Another day to do the Mack and Don show. to pursue our dreams of being premier podcasters.
To cement this time and this moment in history for forever. It's a lot of pressure.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
There will never be another time like this, or at this moment in life. You know,
We'll look back on it.
we're only getting older by the minute.
That's the great thing about recording everything is we could just watch it again.
Right. Right.
People shit on like I have like I'm partial to both sides where it's like you shouldn't film every single thing that happens to you,
Maybe not everything.
but I think that we have the capacity to use machines that capture moments in time for us and crisp high quality is also something that shouldn't like go for granted.
For sure. You think we'll look back in 10 years and be like, what the fuck were they talking about?
Yeah. I mean, there will be new technology by then, probably.
Right. Or do you think we'll look back in 10 years and be like, this guy knew what he was talking about?
I like to think that's how I like to think it's always like me and my future self, like, we knew it all along, like with the aliens.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Where it's like,
We've been talking about that shit for years.
we fucking knew it from the get.
I think we talked about that on our very first episode.
And that was that was pre when they dropped that aliens exist.
Yeah.
So we were we were cemented believers
That is true.
prior to history.
Proof of that shit.
Yeah. Shit. See, another benefit of filming stuff sometimes.
I guess so.
Yeah, proof that we were there.
Well, folks, you're witnessing history, as they say.
Yeah. This right here.
You could, yeah. Well, thanks for watching. You could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you've got Mack Don in your ears or
You might be anywhere in the world watching this right now.
or your eyes, however. But
Yeah.
either way, we appreciate whoever's listening.
Thank you for taking the time. You know, we know you ain't got a whole lot of time on your hands, and yet
Right.
you're here with us.
We're not going to do too many shout outs because we always miss somebody.
Yeah,
They
you know,
always say something about
don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
it.
You
But
know.
one shout out I do want to make is to our first and last time listeners.
Okay,
And that's all.
I can respect it.
Gotta respect it.
Yeah, shout out to all of our listeners because we love you guys.
Hell yeah. All right, we're gonna start it off how we have started off before,
And yet again,
and yet again, but with a movie quiz. We're gonna start with a movie quiz,
okay.
and that's how we're gonna get jiggy with it.
Yeah, let's get jiggy with it.
Who wants to go first? Do you already have yours pulled up?
Yeah, I think so.
All
Do you
right.
have yours?
I have. Yes, I do. Are we strictly using Wikipedia though? Because I have IMDb.
No, I like to do that one because it adds to the crypticness. You know what I mean?
Okay, let me see if I can.
But I mean, do what you will, whatever your heart desires. No judgment.
Let me see if I can pull up Wikipedia for this one.
You're going first,
Oh, am I going first?
or I could go first.
Okay. In 1987, the executive sales manager of a car dealership owned by his father-in-law is desperate for money and plots to have his wife kidnapped. Advised by mechanic and convicted felon, this gentleman travels to Fargo, North Dakota.
Fargo.
Okay, yeah, it's Fargo. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, that's such a great movie. That's like one of the best movies.
Yes, I
Ever.
love that movie. I love that movie.
And it's based on a true story.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's not. It's a big joke that they do that.
It's not even loosely based on a true story.
Nope.
Are you positive?
Positive.
How do you know that? Did you do research?
Yeah.
Why did I think that it was based on a true story?
Because they say it's based on a true story.
Hey, this fucking
We
guy.
didn't even know if this guy was going to be coming.
Drop it in on us.
I'll drop in.
Mid movie quiz action. We got a special guest here, folks. It's our boy.
This is not a special guest. This is our third co-host that should be here at all times while we record.
He is a special person, okay?
My bad, guys.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You are a special person. You're always a special guest on the Mack Don show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But you are one of our nearest and dearest. So
What did I walk in on? What are you talking about?
you don't want to know what you walked in on.
Oh shit. Okay.
Do you want to give him a chance to guess your movie, or is that?
Did you hear any of them?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
walked I'm sorry, I'm late. My bad. The line at Starbucks was a little.
All right.
This man getting coffee.
In 1987, the executive sales manager of a car dealership owned by his father-in-law is desperate for money and plots to have his wife kidnapped. Advised by a mechanic and convicted felon, this gentleman travels to Fargo, North Dakota, and hires two other gentlemen to do the job. He gives a new Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra and promises them half of the ransom, which he claims is $80,000.
I feel like
Nothing.
Well, I thought it was.
I feel like if I read any more, it'll give everything away.
Well, I mean,
At first, I was thinking it was that one with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart.
Get Hard.
Get Hard. That's what I was thinking at first.
Is that the plot of Get Hard for real?
Well, Kevin Hart's the mechanic, right? And that's what I thought at first. But
Right.
then he kept reading. I was like, that's not. Or he kidnap his wife.
You might not have seen it. I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised I haven't seen it.
What did you guess?
I got it because he said the title of the name as he reads it.
Damn. Yeah, I have no idea.
It's called Fargo.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good though.
It's pretty
Yeah.
fire.
Isn't
There
there a show called?
there is a show called.
They made a show, like a series.
But me and Dom were just talking about how it was directed by the Coen brothers, and they did Big Lebowski and a whole bunch of other good movies. And they say it's based on a true story, at the beginning. But it's literally not. They just fuck with people and
Really?
Yeah. They just fuck with people and say, this is based on a true story.
I mean, if you could say anything.
Yeah, literally. And that's kind of their point. It's like, you could basically say anything. Can you scoot over just a little bit into the shot, if you don't mind? I appreciate it. But yeah, Donna was like, that's based on a true story, and I was like, no.
Yeah, I immediately was like, I guess I fell into the trap.
Yeah, literally.
You were one of the sheeple.
Yeah, I'm a sheep, and you're a wolf among sheep. Mac and I were actually talking about this phenomenon that we noticed, where it's like a lot of movies are actually based off of real life, like true events, whether or not it says based on a true story or not. But like a lot of the times, Star Wars, for example.
That just happened.
Yeah, in a galaxy far away, and you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know.
You would not even know. But yeah, no, I think makes sense because a lot of media just come off the truth. Like you just pull off of what you've experienced, and then you.
Yeah, I guess you have a point.
You know the saying, it's like art imitates life, or does life imitate art?
Well, art imitates life because life came before art.
It's like the chicken or the egg.
But I think
It's not quite like that.
I think art imitates life because
Yes.
but life also imitates art sometimes, if that makes sense. Because sometimes there are things that
because Star
Wars, for example,
12 and 13-year-olds being influenced off the music they listen to and shit.
right? Or imagine
I know
being
a
fandom.
I know that was the case for me at least.
Yeah, or imagine a fandom, a fictional fandom, where it's a piece of art, literature. Literature can be art or a painting or anything.
For sure.
People in real life will imitate it, wishing it trying to imitate it in real life is all I'm trying to actually say.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm just making the same parallel to music. People are trying to imitate what they hear in music.
Yeah, and I think it's all derived from borrowing from things that inspire you.
For sure. Most definitely.
Yeah, I mean that's why most music is just sampling of old school fucking 70s
even hip hop, early hip hop is just samples from other great songs.
Yeah,
before.
but they did it more sly. I feel nowadays.
Yeah,
Nowadays it's damn near just a remix. Of
right.
No, yeah.
Nowadays it's the first one that comes to mind is that First Class song.
Yeah, that
with
Jack Harlow shit.
Is that what you were about to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's another one. NLE Choppa did a cover of that Nelly song. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Is it a cover or is it a remix?
it sounds like just a cover.
And there's so many different terminologies for it. Isn't that weird? Where it's you could do a reboot, remix,
Well-
do-over
Yeah.
fucking.
Well, a remix, I guess a remix is like the same, but with added, like maybe if you like added like a feature or something like that.
Is that like the First Class song?
No. It's that would just be like a sample.
Isn't that exactly what you described as a remix, though?
No.
I feel like it applies to the definition you gave.
No, so if I had a song that's me and Kenny together, and then it's me and Kenny, and then we added you onto it on the remix,
Oh, okay.
that's extra feature.
Okay, so like basically, okay,
And
I
then,
see.
And then a cover is when you're just,
You just
singing the
the
exact
same
same
lyrics.
song.
Right. Okay.
And then a sample is when you're just using like a small snippet. It's supposed to be just a small snippet,
Right.
But that ends up becoming like the whole song.
Yeah, and there's a lot. It gets dicey with like intellectual property and shit like that. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and that's why some artists like they like either pay a lot. Like, you remember I sent you that clip of Danny Brown saying like he's still in debt for Atrocity exhibition
Mhm.
because he had to pay so much for every single sample. Like that shit could get pricey.
Right.
Or you could hire a band to basically do a cover of it and they remake the song, but you still got to pay the band and everybody to play that.
They remake the song
Yes.
for you to use as a sample.
Yes.
Dang, I never heard
So
of that.
instead of using the
Whoa.
instead of using the original, you hire like professional musicians to recreate the exact same sound, the exact same song,
Right.
because like you have like the music to it, or you can like listen and just recreate.
Yeah, and you just really need like the beat, or like sometimes it's a
Right.
Sometimes like I have somebody,
But
who,
even you can run into problems even then, because like on that Juice WRLD song, like his most popular one, I forget the name of it. But the riff, like the little riff, like part,
Mhm.
was from some type of, I think it was Sting maybe, but don't even quote me on that. But some like
something like that.
some 70s or 80s or 90s like rock star, like he basically like used the exact same like riff.
Right. Yeah. It's like a
And even though he like may or may not have recreated it, like it's still like they still, like you said, intellectual property, they still own that IP for that sound.
so like you
So they sued him for like
Damn.
millions of dollars. Yeah, it
for
gets-
like
it
a
gets
sequence
crazy.
of notes.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
It gets crazy.
It's like we did these sequence of notes
you can't do that.
because you can literally write it down
you
on a
can
piece
do
of
it.
paper.
Well, you can do it. You just gotta pay him.
Oh yeah,
But the fact that like it's a D chord and a whatever,
Right.
and you could like put it down on paper, and if you do that, it's like you have to pay me.
That sequence. I don't know. I
Right,
agree
that's,
with
I'm
you.
still
I agree.
saying though,
It's-
yeah,
I'm just saying it gets dicey.
that's
It's
crazy to
crazy.
think about the concept. I've never like put it into perspective like that, so it's just kind of interesting to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as far as like sampling goes, I've kind of opened up my mind a little bit to hearing songs and being like, oh, that would be kind of a good sample right there. Like,
Right.
like just hearing like an old song or something. Somebody I know.
I like super, like sometimes I listen like to people and they use like super obscure like samples, like some type of like, like 70s,
underground, some shit you wouldn't even know.
80s or 90s, like
Yeah.
grunge band, and they're just using like this like little like I don't know how to explain it. Like a lot of times it's like high pitched like women singing like in the background of a
Right.
song. And
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And
It's just like that shit is fire. Like how did you even find that?
well, you know, one of the ways they used to do it back in the day was
digging through crates, like
going through records.
Yeah.
And we don't even have that option other
Some
than
of these-
doing it electronically.
Yeah. I mean, we still do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to a degree. You know what I mean? Like when you send your homie like a song or whatever, it's kind of like us.
Well, no, you
introducing
can
it.
still like go through records and find like vinyls.
Yeah,
and
you're
stuff.
right. You're right. It's more of like a vintage thing now.
sure.
You know what I mean? It's not like how it was when it was the only option, and
Right.
everybody, the only way you could listen to it was if you had a record player, pretty much.
Yeah.
I bet it was like a lot harder though back then than it is now.
There would be like the biggest artists in the world, and you wouldn't even be able to hear the album because you can't even find a fucking
yeah,
the
but that's and then
Yeah,
if
wouldn't
you
that be
made
crazy? Like
Drake. drops and you can't hear the new Drake album or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, wouldn't it be crazy though? Like you gotta like link up with your homie, like and go to his house. And, like,
Oh
listen to the record
yeah,
and be
exactly,
like
exactly.
Like he's
Hey,
been
bro,
telling
let me
me,
come
he's been-
over.
yeah, he's been
Let's go
telling-
smoke. Let's go like.
Yeah, he's
let's
been
listen
telling
to
you
this.
all like week about this record. Like, dog, oh, this shit's
Like
crazy.
imagine you
gotta
listen to
hear it.
Frank. Imagine you listen to Frank and
they
he
can't-
came
and
out.
They can't just like look it up right then and there. and be
Exactly.
like, yo, that shit is fire.
Right. It's like let me put you on. Let me put you on about this.
Yeah,
the other
you
day.
like really putting someone on. Like,
Yeah,
you really
like
gotta be
sending them into the next plane
Yeah.
of existence.
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
I've never heard anything like this
That'd
before.
be crazy. Imagine like we're the same friends were like in the 70s and we're just like being like, dog, you gotta listen to this shit. We put it on a little record player.
The little scratch starts, you know, and then you hear
and
the little
imagine
beat.
your homie don't like it. Like that you
Ah.
like devastated.
Hey,
Bro,
get
I
the
put this
fuck
whole
out.
on spectacle. Like I invited you into my house.
Right,
bro.
right.
You know how
I
much-
have the
you know how much
fucking
money I spent?
gramophone.
You know how much money I spent just on the record alone?
It's like when you used to go to independent records when you were a kid and you could listen to the album.
Oh,
they
yeah,
used to have, like,
bro.
Yeah, I remember listening.
Oh,
to,
dude.
I remember listening to like
Everything.
50 Cent, Get Rich or Die
Die
Trying.
Trying.
Entertainment, bro.
Yeah,
Entertainment was the
Entertainment
spot.
was
I love
the
that shit as a kid.
fucking spot, bro. And independent record.
Sometimes I still go in there and it's sad now. I wonder if that's because I'm older now. And I,
They
No, it's just different now. Like, what are we like 15 years later? Like, it's just not
Yeah.
the same as far as like movies and entertainment at all. It's all
Yeah.
digital.
independent records that went out of business. They're going out of business.
That's so crazy.
wait, the one on Academy?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they just open that store like a year or two ago?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
No, there's always been that one up there. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking on like Platt and Academy. Kind of.
Yeah, Platt.
It is kind of on
They
Platinum
moved
Academy.
it from
They
that
moved
Platt
it-
location.
they moved it to
Academy and,
Academy and Bijou almost.
Oh, right there by like the car dealerships. and
Yeah.
shit?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But they're closing for good, and you know, I mean, Entertainment's probably right behind them.
Damn.
I mean, it's just, I mean, outdated. How many records have you bought in the last like 5-10 years?
Yeah. You know what else is
I know,
video games.
I don't know.
I used to get all the video games there for cheap,
Physical, yeah.
Yep.
and they would
Yeah.
be like on clearance and shit.
Yep.
And you could get you could get fucking video games for days there.
But like having a CD, like that's just like who cares? Like at this point,
Now
it's
now
vinyl.
nobody buys.
It's vinyl.
any of 'em.
Like if you really like some shit, you get it on vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even then, it's like only a handful of people have a record player,
Yeah, I mean, but record players are pretty accessible.
and they're not a big market.
That's
You know what
true.
I mean?
That's true. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of just weird to see like how vinyls have made a comeback because like I feel like no one ever gets a CD. If you really fuck with a record, you're gonna get it on vinyl, and then you barely even like will not even play the vinyl. You just listen to it on your phone. You just have the vinyl just because you really love the music.
Yeah.
Exactly, because if you use the vinyl, the quality of the music goes down every time you use
That's
it, pretty
true,
much.
That's true. Like
That's
I have a Frank Ocean vinyl. Like I haven't even opened it. Like I don't even want to open it.
Yeah,
Just
I,
the-
I have like 2 or 3 vinyls. I have the Pulp Fiction soundtrack,
Oh, sick.
and it's like
Okay.
orange, and it's like it's beautiful,
Oh.
and I love the way it looks.
Mhm.
But like, I don't even want to fucking listen to the soundtrack because I'm like, I don't want to use it. You know what I mean? Like it would look
Right.
perfect on
It's
it,
like
but
a car. As soon as you drive it off the lot, it just gets
Right.
devalued.
depreciates.
For
Yeah,
sure.
it's never gonna sound like
Yeah.
that ever again. You're
And
gonna
I
get
remember my
one good
grandma
sound
had
out of
like
it.
a collection of at least like 500 records, and they were all like so worn down.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they still sounded like it's pretty good.
yeah. Like my grandparents have a record player, and the last time I was there, I was like fucking with the records, like playing them and shit, like the Eagles, Hotel California and shit like
yeah.
that, just like classic shit. And I threw that on, and it sounds great. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But you could tell it's like
It has
been-
a little crackles to it. I mean, it's
Mhm.
definitely a different sound. Like
yeah.
It's
And
kinda-
if you want to sound like that, the only way to get it is to do it like that.
right.
Like if you were to shoot a movie or take a picture and you wanted it to look vintage,
Mhm.
the best way to do it is to shoot it with an old camera
Yeah.
or like a vintage
For sure.
thing. You know what I mean? So it kind of just ties into the same idea of like, if you want something to be done a certain way, you gotta
Right.
do it
Sure.
like that.
I have a collection of the Metallica CDs. I have all the albums on CD, except for the new one, because I tried to go to that independent record to get the 72 Seasons album, but they didn't freaking have it because, I guess
I definitely have like some CDs. Like I have Mac Miller's Swimming on CD because when you bought the ticket for his concert, like you automatically got that. But we never got to go. R.I.P. I have like Travis Scott's Rodeo on CD.
Wow.
I have At Long Live ASAP on CD. I have like 4.
How'd you get the Rodeo on CD?
When the album first came out, I went to the independent records on Plaid like back in the day and got that shit.
Huh. That's
Like,
pretty dope.
Yeah.
Is Drugs You Should Try It on there?
No. That's
Days Before the Rodeo.
Days Before Rodeo.
My bad.
No, you good.
That's what I was thinking of.
What else? I have like 4 different Illmatics. I have like the original, the 10-year anniversary, 20-year anniversary.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Illmatic, like, and then just like random shit. I have some like J. Cole CDs.
I don't have any CDs.
Yeah, I have like a little small collection.
Oh yeah.
I think I have like Lauryn Hill, maybe. I have,
That's a good
I have
one.
the Love Jones soundtrack.
That's
Do
a
you
good
guys have
one.
any other collections of anything, like a comic book collection or like a
Video games right now.
I have a.
I could get rid of them, but I just...
Yeah, I think I do have a little stack of video games.
I have basketball card collection.
You have basketball? You have like a card collection?
Yeah, from like old 90s,
Oh yeah.
80s, 90s type shit. It was given to me by my brother, so it's really his collection, but I just have it now.
Right.
My dad would have given me his comic book collection, but the spot that he had them stored in got flooded.
Oh,
And so all those like comic books from like the 60s and 70s, they all got water damaged.
that's crazy.
And yeah, that would have been nice, but
When I was a kid, I used to get like reprints of like the old 60s and 70s comic books, but they would just reprint them and put like new advertisements in the back or whatever. But they would still be like the same comic books from back then. So like,
hell yeah.
like the original, like the first issues of like Spider-Man.
I've been trying to start collecting Spider-Man comic books because
they're pretty sick. Like the first couple issues, are like, super dope.
when I went to Comic-Con, I was like specifically looking for Spider-Man comic books, and I got this one with like a multiverse cover. I just like to look at them, like the covers.
yeah,
And, like I
for
want to
sure.
put them up on my wall and like make a display.
Fuck yeah.
Something like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the only other collection I have is really like just like the Spider-Man suits or like I don't know.
I like to collect like my favorite shows on DVD.
Oh yeah, you were saying something that you had a bunch of DVDs on a bunch of different like TV shows.
Yeah, that's my.
I don't
favorite
have
thing.
any DVDs either.
My
Damn.
thought is like, what if
You
the
get up.
internet just like crashes one day, or
Oh, yeah,
just
that's
like
true.
ceases to exist? Like that would be crazy and probably will never happen. But like, what if like someone powerful like hacks the internet and like,
Or yeah, like all your video games you have like downloaded on your Xbox, you can't play them no more. You spend all
Yeah.
that money on them.
Right.
right. No, I got them in like physical copies, like all my favorite shit.
I have all the Halos on disc.
My
Really?
only,
Even the
my
newest
only,
one.
my only gripe is you can only get the first 2 seasons of BoJack Horseman on DVD.
You can only get the first 2 seasons, or you can't get the first 2
You
seasons.
can only get the first 2 seasons.
Oh, and
Weird.
then after that, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, do you think they're gonna stop making like DVDs and stuff like that, or like
They might.
it's ever gonna go away, like
They
physical media
definitely
like that?
might. They definitely might.
That would
You
fucking
never
suck.
know. We were just talking about how CDs don't matter.
Yeah,
I think that they might be replaced by like other physical mediums. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like a hard drive with all your favorite movies.
Yeah. Or like, you know how like Cortana just gets like plugged into Master Chief's suit? And it's just like a hologram. Like, what if movies were kind of like that, where it's like you had like a little like chip
That's the fucking future.
Yeah, that's future tech.
and you just like plug it in, or like you have the Apple ProRes and you just like connect it somehow
Yeah.
to the Apple
Right.
ProRes.
It's like a regular show with the Media Wars, or yeah, it's called like Media Wars, and they have like all of the different like DVDs versus VHS.
Oh, yeah,
versus,
yeah.
Laserdisc versus Blu-ray.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Yeah,
It's like a war going on.
yeah.
All right, Don, we got to get to your movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Damn, this is the longest movie quiz ever.
Oh shit. Yeah. So much just came in and derailed the movie quiz.
So much for my movie. Okay.
All right, let's go.
I got one too, by the way, so I knew we were prepared.
Okay.
All right. We can both guess. We can
Yeah.
both guess. I'm certain one of us, has seen it. At least one of us has seen it.
In a cemetery in the former nation of Subraka, a young woman visits a shrine of a renowned writer, known simply as Author. Reading his most cherished book, written in 1985, recounts his 1968 vacation to the once grand, then drab hotel.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yes.
Never seen it.
Oh, yes.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. I love that movie.
Uh,
If you haven't seen it,
well, when you put it like that, like that's not really how the plot like plays out, but you realize
it's
like,
how the
towards
movie.
Yeah,
It's how the movie starts. The movie starts by a woman visiting a shrine of her favorite writer who recounts his events in an earlier time. So it's like, it's a whole deep rabbit hole of like,
yeah.
it's a
That sounds like a
story.
good movie.
It's a story about a woman visiting a gravesite of her favorite writer who had previously in his life met the owner of this hotel. Pretty much. And the story's kind of about the owner of the hotel, but it's told through a woman visiting a shrine of her favorite author. And it's like,
Huh.
it's hilarious in a way, you know?
Oh,
Shout out to
wait,
Wes
is it a
Anderson.
comedy movie?
It's a
little-
Wes Anderson
it's-
movie.
it's-
So if you're familiar with his work, it's very like
yeah.
almost satirical.
Oh, okay.
It has its like dry comedy.
Yeah.
It's dry comedy where it's like
Like
ironic.
Yeah,
It's like ironic.
I love when like the Germans come onto the train and they're like, "Where are your papers?"
I think he gets like punched in the face or something like that. Like something
Yeah,
happens
yeah,
where he's
It's
like,
always like a. It's just a serious. It's like a crazy like adventure type movie.
Right.
Like they go through like. They're on a train and they just do a whole bunch of crazy stuff and they're like sneaking around and
it's him and his bellhop from the
Yeah,
hotel.
it's the
and-
bellhop from the hotel and he's like, "What experience do you have?" And he's like, "Well, none, sir."
Yeah, and it's very like characteristic.
Yeah,
You know?
and the colors, like it's a great movie.
Yeah,
So it's a great-
I'll
overall,
have to watch that one.
really
yeah, and the shots,
watching.
Like the shots, I'm just envisioning the shot with the train, and it's just going by. It's like better than like some Harry Potter shit, you know?
it's the attention to detail.
For
Yeah,
sure.
there's
yeah.
definitely you can appreciate like how they
And the-
make movies
Yeah,
and
and
stuff
the,
like
Right.
and the colors, and like in the train scene, because that's my favorite scene. Honestly. I keep bringing it up, but
The
that's really my.
He
favorite
said
scene.
trains like 4 or 5 times in the past.
that. The train
Yeah,
counter on the screen.
They keep like switching the like
Train
perspective or whatever, like the camera angle or whatever
Right.
you would call it.
to Edward Norton, who's like a Nazi. It's the Nazis on the train.
And it just like increases the tension, but it's like funny at the same time.
Right.
It's like I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but
It's
great.
almost like a Napoleon Dynamite.
just a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, just the
Okay.
style.
Yeah, I could
The
see that.
style is very
The
stylistic.
the humor is Napoleon Dynamite for sure.
Yeah, it's dry. It's like all the jokes are kind of just like ironic and kind of
Yeah.
big brained, where it's like you kind of just have to like get the underline, like read between the lines, kind of, you know,
Yeah.
type of
For
thing.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I have to check that one out.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny, lay us down with your movie.
Pause. Lay us down, Kenny. Lay the both of us down.
Put it like that.
Milwaukee Slackers and lifelong best friends Joseph R. Cooper and Douglas Doug Reamer gatecrash a high school reunion and are shunned by their classmates. They find themselves outside drinking beer and shooting a basketball when 2 classmates challenge them to a game. After seeing that their opponents are very good at basketball,
Basketball?
yeah,
Basketball?
hell yeah.
Okay. I love that
There's
movie.
a point where it's like where they they combine the rules of basketball and baseball. And I was like, if I get to that point and they haven't guessed it,
Yeah, basketball.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
Or something.
yeah. What's his name?
Oh,
Pip
Squeak. Yeah. When you said you love Squeak, I was like, I wonder if he's actually seen it or not.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Me and that's one of those movies that me and Leanne and Stev used to watch at their old apartment.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a long time ago.
Right. Yeah. That one's a good one. It's just, it's so like, it's South Park ridiculous. You know, it's just, those are some guys that I definitely look up to as far as like comedy goes.
Did those guys grow up in Colorado, or they just like fun of Colorado?
I know they live in Colorado.
Did it really?
Well, they
I've driven
own
through South Park.
Casa Bonita, and then they did South Park, which is based off of South Park, Colorado. So I can only assume.
Wait, South Park, Colorado is not a real place.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
I've
driven
been there.
through it.
What do you mean you've been there?
It's between
Called-
Breckenridge and here.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I always thought it wasn't a real place. It was like a made up place.
It's literally
Well, it's a
2
real-
hours that way.
Yeah, it's like a real place, but I mean, it's not like in the show. I don't think. Is it?
Yeah, the show is called South Park.
But it's not like. It's not like.
Come on down
lore
to South
accurate.
Park. We're gonna have ourselves a time.
It's not lore accurate to the actual South Park. in
Obviously,
Colorado.
Jesus Christ.
That's kind of what I'm trying to get at here.
But it's in South Park, Colorado.
But
Right.
is
Yeah.
that-
No,
that's
I'm
like-
on your side.
Is that like an actual like registered like real place?
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Yeah.
yes.
It's called South Park. Like the sign says,
But did
"Welcome
they,
to South Park."
make
on
it because of the show?
No.
Are you sure?
The chicken
Yes.
came before the egg.
I don't know about that.
It's called South Park, Colorado. Yeah, see?
South Park Farms, South Park Historical Museum, and Fairplay.
Yeah. But there is a South Park.
Is that says a park in Poncha Springs?
I've literally been there. You're not going to tell me that.
Yeah,
South Park.
That's
I've
literally
driven
what the
through
map
there.
says.
Yeah, it was showing you the real South Park, Colorado.
The found of Fairplay is the visual basis for the town in South Park in the television show series South Park. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh, so you're saying it's Fair Play, not South Park?
That's what the internet is telling us, and that's what Google's
But I've
saying.
driven through it though.
Park County, Colorado.
South Park is a grassland flat within the basin formed by the Rocky Mountains.
So it's a park.
South Park, Park County, Colorado.
So it's a
View-
park.
View of South Park along U.S.
Yeah, along a highway you can see this park.
The
And it's
valley
south.
is blah 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 blah.
They're talking about a literal state park, and not
Gold mining in South Park. Although South Park contains some of the geological formations that yield.
Yeah,
oil
it's a
and
real
gas.
place.
It's
It's a real place.
park. It's a literal park.
It's
Well-
not a literal park.
That's what the internet is telling you.
It's not a literal park. It's an actual city. South Park City. South Park City, right here, is an open air
Museum.
museum located at the end.
At the end of the front street. Yeah. Keep scrolling. You don't want me to read that.
Mm.
South Park City. Why would they call it South Park City?
You're losing me, Don.
It's
Thank
South-
you.
it's
Thank
South-
you.
It's literally South Park City. They have a South
It's a
Park
museum.
Historical Foundation. Why is there a South Park Historical Foundation for a place that doesn't exist?
You're like Don's back because you got fruit girl.
I feel like you're just hammering home that this is a literal place.
They
No.
made a historical foundation.
They have
for the
tour
museum.
guides for South Park.
It's a real place, but it's not.
It's a grassland flat within the basin formed by Rocky Mountains. It's a grassland flat, is what it says. Do you want me to look up definition of
Are there
grassland
houses
flat for you?
Are there houses?
I mean, does it matter? It's a place. It wasn't.
Sounds
it wasn't.
like a national park.
The
to me.
question wasn't, is there houses in South Park? The question
not a
was,
city.
is
Is
South Park a place? And yes, it is a place. We already went out. That's the answer, is yes. You don't want to admit,
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
it is a place. You just want to get down to the logistics of,
What is a place?
Is there a house? Is there a house there? No.
Do people live in South Park?
Probably.
Or do
Yeah,
they
people
just
live
visit
there.
the park?
Who's gonna work there?
God's creatures live there, so it's occupied by somebody.
If you insist, Don. If you
It's-
insist.
I do.
Insist I do, sir.
You said you've driven through the city.
I
I've driven
have.
through
I
it.
literally have.
I've driven through it.
You literally.
Yeah.
I
There
can't go
was people
snowboarding.
there?
Yes.
There's shops, yeah. People who have. To
I've
work
bought
at the
weed
shops.
there. You can buy weed.
Yeah, whoever works at the shops, you gotta live nearby at least, or I don't know.
Fucking with me right now. You guys have both driven through.
Yes.
It's
Don
literally on our way to Breckenridge.
Don all of a sudden bought some recreational drugs there.
Oh my god. What are you, fucking cop? This guy's a fucking
light
narc.
shining in your
Yeah.
eye.
Oh, your story isn't matching up. I'm gonna need you to walk in a straight line. Sobriety test.
Okay. I guess maybe two things can be true.
That's a fallacy. That's a straw man right there.
I'll show you. Never mind.
I'll show you a straw man.
All right, Kenny, we didn't ask how you're feeling. How you been feeling lately?
I'm
Our boy Kenny just got married.
I'm a
Congratulations.
married man now. I'm
Locked up.
Yep. Feels
Locked
great.
up.
I'm really happy. I'm
Don't let me
really
go.
excited. Yeah.
Hell
I just,
yeah.
had to make dinner tonight. So that's why I was a little late.
The
Not gonna lie.
trials and tribulations of marriage. I had to make dinner tonight.
You know, I gotta keep good on my promises, okay? I said yesterday, she made dinner last night. I was like, I promise I'll make you some dinner tonight.
You gotta
or
stop
tomorrow.
making those promises.
Good for you, Kenny.
You gotta be like, hey, McDonald's tonight for your ass. What you want off the dollar
You know what?
menu?
That's the reason Kenny's married and we aren't, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta stick to what you say, bro.
I'm easy to please. You know what I mean? Some Domino's call it good.
Easy to please and easy
ain't-
to squeeze.
It ain't easy being green.
It ain't easy being squeezy.
Nope. But it feels good. No, but yeah, the,
You're gonna
the
tell
wedding,
me what feels
the wedding
good?
was fun. The bachelor party was fun.
Fuck yeah.
Y'all both were at my bachelor party. That shit was tight. I was already incapacitated by the time Mac was.
I can't believe you remembered that Mac was at your bachelor party.
Well, because you told me. Because you told me the next day. Mac pulled up, and I was like, "What? No."
He was like,
"No."
he
I
was?
missed Mac.
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn it!" I was so mad.
Yeah, I mean, that's my fault for getting off.
Yeah. And I mean, we didn't do much. We didn't party that at all.
Well, I did.
Hey, that's all that matters.
That is all that matters.
It was
Literally.
fun. Yeah, the wedding was great, bro. Like, I know you had fun.
Yeah.
Everybody who was there had so much fun. Everything went off so much
Yeah.
better than I could have imagined.
You know what I loved the most about it was like the family aspect. Like just the strong sense of like we're family here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like very, very strong family vibes. That's what I liked
Yeah.
the most about it, I guess.
Yeah, her family and my family, we mesh well together. So.
Yeah, and it's just all good people and all love and
Yeah, everybody had so much fun. I had a great time.
yeah, that's what I liked. And the venue was beautiful. My mom said she almost got married there, and they almost asked your dad to DJ for
Oh,
them.
real?
So they almost had your wedding. But they ended up going with a different place. But
Oh yeah,
you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
It was at
Manitou.
Manitou.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Different venue.
That was fun.
Hey, well, cheers,
But they almost went there.
cheers to Kenny's marriage. How about that?
Cheers to Kenny's marriage.
Cheers. Thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
May it last many moons and years and until death do you part, as they say.
And beyond.
And beyond.
And beyond.
Even after.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah. No, but I'm doing really good.
That's good.
Happy for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Me? Not so good.
Sounds like me over here.
Must be nice.
Hey, I feel like we're all on our own journey, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of us have to suffer and, some of us don't.
Some of us got it easy. Like this guy over here.
We got a lot of learning to do, some of us.
All,
Got to be humbled.
all in due time, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything comes with time, man. You just gotta be patient. You just gotta grind.
What does Drake,
Patience is a virtue.
what does Drake say? God's plan. Combination.
God's plan.
Ice blue mink. Tat on my ribs like I do not know what permit it is.
Yeah, that shit went crazy when it
Dude.
first happened.
Yeah,
Bro,
for real.
that might be one of his
That was
best.
like, yeah,
that might be one of
we
his
were running
best.
track and shit.
Shit.
Bumping that shit in the locker room.
Iconic, bro.
Oh my god.
All the cool kids be listening to that
That's
shit
what-
for real.
That's what I'm saying. Like Drake just has like moments in time you just remember it.
He's got, I don't know what it is, but like he's got that cool kid vibe where it's like only the cool kids be listening
I wanna
to
be
his
friends with
shit.
that
You know what I mean?
That is true until you realize that everybody's been listening to Drake.
Right. Eventually, it's all been touched by his essence.
Right. Crazy. Crazy.
Crazy things. What did he say?
Oh man, I don't know, but on one of those these episodes, you were doing a German accent. And you were like, "Oh my god, this is crazy."
When?
Oh, I think it was when we were talking about Barry. Because we were talking about what's his name.
Yeah, and
Hey,
he's not even German.
Yeah,
He's fucking,
he's like Slovakian.
yeah,
or
he's like
something.
Slovakian.
You're
He's like,
something, but
hey man,
Hey man, this is crazy.
this is crazy. We're going through all the iconic
oh my god, that's just funny. Okay,
clips.
Kenny, you did BASEketball. I did Fargo. You did. I forget your movie.
Oh wait. What was it called?
Hotel
in
Grand
Pennsylvania.
Budapest Hotel.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Wes Anderson.
Wait, so yours was a drama or a comedy drama, or how would you?
Yeah,
what
definitely
category
a
would you?
It's like
put
an
it?
indie film
A little bit.
With-
a little bit.
comedy undertones.
Guys, I really gotta pee.
Okay.
All right, go Pete.
All right.
Ken is going to let Matt go pee really quickly.
Backyard, or should I go outside?
Go piss in the backyard. It's the way God intended us to take a piss. And I mean, all of our viewers already know what the deal is. Sometimes
Sometimes you just gotta
nature calls.
let it go.
And
as they say.
when you had a few bevies, Max said alcohol is a diuretic and it forces all of the fluids out of you.
Yeah.
Which is true. You start
pissed
pissing a
out
lot
all the
because you're
fluid.
dehydrated. Summary of what he said. You know what? Preach it, Mac.
I freaking
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Well, I fucking got so fucked up last night.
Last night.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, I gotta make you dinner tonight, tomorrow.
That's why you promised. You're like, I made it. Hey, you clean this up, and I will make dinner tomorrow. Salmon. Salmon with your name on it.
So what had happened was she made dinner and I was like, all right, I'm gonna hop on the game with the boys. I played with Stev and Jeff and we played some Battlefield and shit. And I started taking some shots.
FA?
Huh? Yeah.
Cinch?
No.
Oh.
His friend
Okay.
from high school.
Okay.
But yeah, I got way more drunk than I was expecting to because I just kept drinking these like whiskey and cokes.
Yeah.
And I opened
Playing
the
the game.
Coke can, poured a shot in, and it only
Savage.
emptied like half of the Coke can. So I was like, well, I gotta drink another one until I can finish this Coke can.
Hell yeah.
This Coke doesn't go to waste, you know what I mean?
You can't let Coke go to waste.
But yeah, but I woke up this morning. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, no hangover. I woke up more motivated than you normally do. Like,
Sometimes you just defy science.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, I woke up, I made breakfast, I fucking took a shower. I usually take
What'd you
showers
make for
at night.
breakfast?
Huh?
What'd you make for breakfast?
I made eggs and sausage.
Amazing.
Perfect.
You know, a little simple.
That's all you need.
That's,
in life.
yeah, that's all you need. A little bit. That's
Yeah.
it's all protein right there.
Yeah.
For breakfast.
Exactly.
And
carbs.
You know, I was like, how come I can't do this like every day?
Yeah.
I can't wake up at 6 in the morning
Hey.
and wake up and make breakfast.
Have you guys like really?
All you can do is try and get drunk every night and see if you can
Have
do
you guys
it.
ever actually like been like super hungover? I feel like that's never like really actually happened to me.
I've been
really
I've
hungover?
been
Yeah.
I've been the worst hungover. Like I've been hungover to the point where my body no longer functions the next day.
Yeah, maybe I didn't go hard enough, but I feel like after like a night that I've went hard, I just always wake up late, just like Kenny said. Like,
Really?
yeah.
One time, this is like probably one of the first times I've ever drank. And I didn't even know what drinking was really, I guess. Like I knew people drank, but I didn't know the feeling of being drunk because
Oh,
I've only
man.
ever had like a sip of beer or something like that. And I never got drunk off of it. But I went over to my homie's house. He had that gold sec or whatever.
Goldschlager? I haven't
He
had
had-
that since fucking high school.
He had Goldschlager. He had Fireball
Fireball.
and something else that was like a liqueur that I was like, it was really just mostly sugar. And you know, Fireball and then the Goldschlag and then more of the Fireball. And his parents are out of town. He's got his TV set up in the dining room, which is like attached to the living room, and his Xbox hooked up to the TV. And we ordered like $60-$80 worth of McDonald's, and it was a Vikings feast. of McDonald's on the table and video games on the TV. And so one guy is like,
That sounds like a teenage dude.
Yeah, that's a dream.
Bruh. and so we start going crazy. Like this was unsupervised. Like
Teenage antics.
we should have been like had a bachelor at this. Like what are they called? Not a bachelor, a chauffeur, chaperone. Because
Should have had
like-
a bachelor in this.
for a bachelor party. But basically, just I start drinking, and I don't even like cinnamon, but we're drinking Fireball, and I black out, like completely black out, and all I remember is just like opening my eyes, and I'm outside, and I'm in the backyard.
In the lawn.
I'm in the
Oh
backyard
my god.
on the grass, like. And there's a water hose, and the water hose is just barely pouring water like where my face is. And like I sat up, and I was trying to recall, like,
How did I get here?
I was like, there was McDonald's, there was Xbox, and then I look over, and the trash can's outside. And I stand up and I look in the trash can, and the trash can's like one of those huge gallon trash cans, like the aluminum ones. It's completely filled with throw up, like to the top.
That's
To the top. It's like the most throw up I've ever seen in my
Fireball.
It's the most throw up I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my god.
And
I
I like walk inside, and there's nobody.
You did
inside.
not walk. You shambled, bro.
Yeah, I like shuffled like a gremlin inside. Where I was just like, and I came inside, and there's nobody inside. The TV is still running like a movie, and the table is exactly how we left it, completely covered in like McDonald's and a TV.
I bet that shit smelled so nasty
Yeah.
that morning.
Yeah, and I had to get a ride home, and for the rest of the day, I could not talk or like be bothered by a single soul. Like my head hurt so bad. I thought I was dying. I was like, I was going through withdrawals, like heroin withdrawals. I was like, I was like, my mom was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know if I'm gonna make it."
I want to go home now.
I just want to go home, Forrest. That was me.
Dude, I have a Fireball story. Mine's a little more sad though.
Uh-oh.
I was at my dad's house just drinking like alone Fireball, and I recorded myself taking a
I
shot.
was just about to bring this up. I was like, did you put that on Snapchat? Because I remember this.
You do? Oh, did I post that?
I think you did. You were like, all right, shot number 1. And then you get to like shot number like 10.
I'm at like I think I got to like 13 or 14 shots of Fireball.
You just see yourself progressively getting drunker. And you're just like, all right, I forget what number we're on, but woo!
Yeah, that was I don't know what I was going through, but I remember waking
demons.
up the next morning in the bathroom with a blanket over me, covered in vomit. Just like I threw up all over myself. There's blood on the floor.
What?
And I wake up and I can't talk. There's something stuck in my throat.
What do you mean?
Like a flap or something. And I'm like, yo, did I swallow glass or something last night?
Oh my god.
No, what
Yeah.
do you mean?
Like, because I couldn't swallow either. And I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, yo, did I swallow glass or something? And I don't know what happened, but it eventually just like went away. And I was like, I think I think that was when I knew I gotta stop.
You might have just like rubbed your esophagus raw with alcohol or something.
Yeah,
and
because I thought I legit swallowed glass or something.
Maybe you threw up so much your esophagus was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably numb or something.
Yeah,
and
something
you
like
just
that.
couldn't-
But, that
you're
was,
just
was
like-
at that point I knew. I
Yeah,
fucked up.
for real.
damn.
I don't even like cinnamon like that.
Yeah, Fireball. I kind of like Fireball, but not after
I
that.
hate cinnamon.
One time I took an edible and I just couldn't even talk. I think that's the closest that I've ever been to. Like, I don't even think I've really been like super crazy drunk. Although a couple weeks ago I did start falling asleep at the bar because I was trying to sober up before I drove home. And
Do people buy you drinks? Bartending?
they try, but I'm not allowed to because it's so corporate. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you're off the clock though,
Yeah. If you're off the clock, but that's probably.
but nobody's gonna be buying you a drink, probably, right?
Yeah, very true.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to
no,
interject.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I fell asleep at the bar the other day because I was trying to sober up before I drove home.
And you put your head down.
Yeah, I put my head down and I was like, all right, I gotta get my shit together right now because I gotta drive home.
And you said night night.
Yeah.
You
And the bartender kept tapping me like, "Hey, bro, you cannot sleep here." And I just kept asking him for water. So I'd just be like, "Can you give me a water, please?" And I drank like 10 waters. And then I was like, "Okay, I think I'm good enough to drive home." I wasn't.
I wasn't.
Little did they know.
Yeah, I got in my car and I was like, "Oh man, I'm still blitzed. Why the fuck?"
Shout out to self-snitching out here on the pod.
Why the fuck am I was like, why am I still this drunk? I was like, I feel like it's been like an hour since my last shot. Like, why the fuck am I still
You had
this drunk?
10 waters. You're just bloated with water and still fucked
I'm
up.
just like, what the fuck, man?
It's
Like,
completely full with water. Like,
yeah, I'm like, why can't I sober up? And I was like, and then I started to drive, and I was like, oh fuck, there's no way I'm making it home safely.
yeah. If I was you, I would have just crawled into the back seat and probably taken a nap.
No, I got out and I was like, I gotta walk this off. I gotta do
He's
something.
like,
Damn.
I gotta take
You
a
got
power walk.
determination. I would have been out. I would have been asleep.
How else I'm gonna get home? I could call an Uber, but my car's downtown.
No,
at a parking meter.
Like one time I hung out with Elijah and Elijah tried to drive home and he's too high and he pulled off to the
That's
side.
not real.
What about when I was with you and I was too high to drive?
Oh yeah.
That is real.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
I was too high.
Fair enough.
Now not so much.
I remember being worried, like, no, this guy can't drive.
Yeah. Well, because I looked over at you and I was like, I thought I could drive, but now that I am driving, I can no longer drive.
That was a great day in our friendship.
Yeah, I mean, we talked for like hours after that.
Yeah.
And I finally sobered up enough to go home. Yeah. I finally sobered up to go home, but like literally I just could not conceive the thought of driving.
Okay, if you're like a little lightweight, I guess.
If you're a little bitch, then I guess you can't drive when you're high.
Oh, Don, how old are you? Like 16?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Come on, dude, I don't even trust a 16-year-old to drive now.
Right. Just sober.
Yeah.
You're like, you're 16. I don't fucking trust you to drive. Pull over, you fucking shit.
Sound like an old man, but fuck no. I don't trust old people to drive either.
I just remember you were like, I'm pull over. You're like, I'm.
Yeah, I remember.
You're like,
Yeah.
no,
I
turn right here,
scared,
turn
like,
right here.
No, don't do it,
And I
don't
was
do
like,
it.
I was like,
I was like, no, don't do it.
yeah, I just turned around and I pulled up to the nearest spot. I was like, I might as well put some music on because we're gonna be here for a minute.
Yeah.
And then what I was gonna say is Elijah was too high to drive home.
Okay.
And
yeah,
he
yeah.
was on that road on Fontaine and he just dead ass like pulled over and like went to sleep and like woke up like 4 hours later and
still get in
and
trouble
he was like-
for that though. I feel like
yeah, you can, but he was fine.
yeah, fair enough.
He went home after that and he told me later, he's like, yeah, I fell asleep on the side of the road. Like, I was like, I would have I don't know if I would have done that, but I'm glad he was fine.
I guess if you're like on those back alleys, like
Fontaine's kind of like no man's land out there a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like there might be a cop out there, but he's probably speed trapping people anyway.
Dead ass. All right, gentlemen. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, as Mr. Roger would say. How are we feeling in our hearts?
Hey, you want some heart? I'll go down to 7-Eleven get you some.
Oh my god, I'll never forget
get
that
you some
shit.
heart.
I'll never forget that shit. I'm looking over at Donovan like, do you hear this shit right now?
For real, like we had been friends prior to this, but like in that moment, like nobody like turned their heads. Everybody is like, yes, coach.
I think I was looking at Kenny, you were there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget that. But I was looking around like Are you serious?
Yeah,
I'm like,
we're just like,
is no one else like picking up on how ridiculous this is?
coach.
Come on.
And then I see Donovan and he's like, yeah, that should, then why would he say that? Why would he say that?
Like, why would anybody in their
Isn't that
life?
just because like we lost the game or something?
We were taking
getting our
taking
asses
a fat L. It was
whooped.
halftime.
Pretty much.
I think
And
it was
he's trying to hype
Yeah,
us up. Or
it was
something.
halftime.
I think it was halftime against
Halftime knee.
I think it was halftime against Mason, our rival.
He's basically just like, suck it up.
He said,
Get some heart.
yeah, he said, you all better get some heart.
Yeah.
He said, I'll go to 7-Eleven, grab y'all ass some heart.
How many people do you think on the team took that to heart and fucking went out there and lit some kids up? I bet.
Probably.
There were probably some kids who have permanent injuries from that one play.
But I was like, 7-Eleven?
I know. Out of all the places,
Right.
like if you got to be a coach,
Right,
you really gotta you really gotta hunker down on your speeches.
You made that shit up in the moment.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And that was like not the thing. Like maybe
This isn't Remember the Titans. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We need something better than
You
that.
ain't no
you know what I
Denzel.
mean?
You
Right.
ain't no Denzel, you know?
Exactly. You trying to do Denzel, it's not working. We're gonna need something
Right,
else. You know what I mean?
you're
doing a radio right now. I'm getting a Cuba
Oh,
good.
no.
Don't put a radio out there like that.
Oh God, that's hilarious. Yo, deadass though, like sports would teach you a lot of stuff like that you could take into the real life. You know, like way more than like actual school would teach you.
Okay, give me an example.
I don't know, like just I don't know.
Some heart.
Yeah. But I just feel like intangibles. You know, like just like working hard and like
That's what it is. Yeah, that's the heart. That's the heart in it. Is working hard.
Yeah.
I mean, like the discipline, like to get up
Discipline.
in the morning and
Right,
like go to
right.
practice or
Like you remember how coach used to be like everybody got to be like uniform and shit. Everybody had to have the same like socks and shoes.
You remember
and all
coach
that
used to be like, if you're 5 minutes early, then you're on time. But if you're here, if you're here at this time, then you're late.
shit. Right.
And that's something I've always carried
I tried
with
it.
me.
Yeah.
Always. So not just one coach has told me that, but I carry that with me.
For sure,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
It's like if you're 5 minutes, 10 minutes early, then you're on time. But
Right.
Yo.
right. And then Coach Williams always used to say like if you pay what did he used to say? If you do little things, the big things gonna come. So like paying attention to detail.
today I said, if you're scared, go to church. And he
Scared,
always used to fucking say that.
Hey,
always.
What was it? A house divided will not stand.
A house
Yeah.
divided
That's
will
kind
not
of true.
stand.
That's kind of true.
You literally
He's not lying.
fight for the things
I
you believe in.
saw Coach Malcolm.
The guy.
I think we were walking out of a grocery store or something, and I was like,
Neighborhood Walmart.
"Yeah, I don't remember where it was, but I was like,
85, 87.
yeah." I didn't say anything to him or
719.
anything, but I was like,
From the field.
I know.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love that. I love it.
I mean, he's teaching over at the
He's a
school.
cool dude.
But yeah. I mean, I just feel like those are way more valuable lessons than like Y equals MX plus B. Like I ain't never used that shit in my real life.
Yeah.
I feel like coaches are always going to be more impactful in your life too. You know what I mean? Almost to like an emotional level. Like your coach will even like get involved in your education. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like with football, I remember it's like we had even time to do homework.
Right.
Like
for sure.
before practice and shit like that.
Yo,
you know?
remember when Marge always used to say, "Stop feeling sorry for yourself"?
Yeah.
Yeah, I be thinking about that shit all the time. Like, hey, don't nobody. Or I think about Ice Cube in 21 Jump Street, where he's like, "Korean just don't give a fuck about your problems." Like, don't nobody give a fuck about your problems.
Yeah, for real.
Except
For real. Yeah, for real. He's like, why are you crying about it?
Right, deadass. You still gotta go to work tomorrow.
I saw a quote that was like, my high school gym teacher told me, or he asked the class, he was like, "Who's the smartest teacher do you think in the whole entire school?" And everybody was like, "Oh, the math teacher," or like whoever else, the science teacher. And he was like, "Nah, it's the gym teacher because I get paid the same amount as them and I get to play dodgeball all day."
Kind of got a point.
Exactly.
Kind of got a point.
Mic drop.
Although I did take nutrition one time in college, and that was like one of the hardest classes like ever.
For real?
Why is that?
I don't know.
Math?
I thought it would be mad easy, and they were like really went into you had to do like math and had to do like how much someone weighs times like how much protein. they should
BMI
have.
and shit like that.
And I was just like, oh my god, I thought this class would be easy.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It was either this or geology, and I didn't have fun in geology in fucking high school, so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Like
better
looking
take
at rocks.
nutrition.
Yeah, but geology is not that fun, to be honest.
Fuck no.
I did learn in that class, though. I think all three of us were in that class.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were in that class?
Yeah,
you don't
Mr.
remember
Now?
Yeah, Mr. Now was
he
the
never,
shit. I like
he
Mr.
never
Now.
like. I feel like he never sat with us because we hung out with Cassie, and then we also hung out like Doug was in that class, Tannen was in that class,
True.
and so I was like hanging around at least Doug and Tannen
I'll
for
never
sure.
forget team building activities.
Oh yeah, that was right. Like that class was a little tough, you know. What I mean? that class was, but I did learn some things like the elevation lines on a map.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever knew about the elevation lines on a map prior to doing that
But
class.
like, are you ever gonna use that in your real life?
There's been several
Real
times
life
where,
topography.
there's been several times where I've seen a map and I've seen the topography.
I've seen it
of
and I've recognized it.
And,
But hey.
I don't know if other people know. I
what's
kind of
it-
want to be like, hey, like
You know what
I don't
that-
know
you know
if you
what
know
that
what that
line
is,
is?
but
But
that's
was it like that?
elevation.
But it
That's
wasn't like
elevation.
that Quentin Tarantino, Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like, oh. Yeah,
He
yeah.
just
where it's like that, or did you actually like need to know that shit for some pertinent information?
well, nobody's gonna give a fuck, but as soon as I see it, I care. You know what I mean? Versus like
yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
versus like y equals x to the
Right,
squared.
right.
Like I don't even think about the world in that way. So I'm not very left brained. I'm very kind of like right brained, to be honest. I
I
don't know
don't
if you
even know
guys
what
are.
any of that means, but like,
I don't even know what you're saying right now.
Left brain.
That's the creative one, right?
Left brained is like very logical, mathematical, like strategic, very like
Calculated.
calculated.
I feel like all that shit is fake. Like, I feel like everybody can tap into anything like at any given moment, like depending on the situation. Like,
Well, that's why you have different hemispheres of your brain. Like
yes,
they're dedicated to different
Right,
ways of
right.
thinking.
Okay,
So
I guess
so so the way it's broken up is there's two different lobes. There's literally like gray matter in there, and it's like a battery. It's like a car battery kind of.
Okay, fair enough.
And so the left battery is like primarily focused on numbers, strategy, real life, tangible things. Like 2 + 2 will always equal 4. You know what I mean? Versus the right brain is like when you see a lot of colors, like they do a MRI and that side of your brain lights up, and it's kind of like that where it's more abstract concepts, things that are not necessarily like tangible, you know, more emotional stuff like that.
Right. I just
Educated
feel like
style.
it depends on like
Yeah.
the situation. Like I feel like I'm not dominant in either one. It just feels like if right now I have to be creative, I'm going to be creative. Right
Well,
now I have to be logical.
There's a common misconception that we only use a percentage of our brains. We use 100% of our brains, and so we use the left and the right interchangeably, and it's what makes you who you are.
Right. That's fair.
You know, sometimes people will get damage to their brains and turn into whole different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That
just like
is true.
mental
That is
disorder.
true.
You
I
could
feel
get
like I learned
you could
about that in a psychology class in college.
exactly like you could get damage to the right side of your brain, and then now you're like super good at math. Like your brain is relying on the left side, and now you're
Or
hyper
how-
focused on
or like how
logic.
Joe Rogan says that like all the greatest comedians had like some type of head trauma. Like he talks about like Sam Kinison, how he was in a car crash and he was
Really,
a completely different person afterwards. And Roseanne too. Roseanne.
really.
Yeah. She had her car crash was, I think she got hit by a car, but it was so bad she had to like learn how to read and write and talk like over again. But she came back as like the funniest female ever. Like,
You know what's
at the
crazy
time.
is just like the first example I think of is my grandma Cindy. She's like a decorated like military, like retired from the military, and she has had like several head injuries, you know, but she's also like a character of herself. She's she's hilarious and very funny, and if you've ever met her, she's the kind of like a firecracker, like zany character.
Is that racist?
Firecracker?
Yeah.
Oh, because cracker.
You're a firecracker.
That's a good one. That's good. Hey, if it is racist, that's a good one to use.
Oh, you gotta edit that out if it is racist. We gotta decide right now.
She's kind of a
feel free to take that, ladies and gentlemen, if you need to use that in your daily vocab.
You a firecracker. No, you gotta cut that.
cut that.
No, that's going in for sure.
Ain't no way.
Oh shit.
That's a racial slur against the Caucasians.
Yeah, those are the only acceptable ones to say. Guinea, greaser,
You can't say that word.
I never heard of those.
Kitty, come on.
What is it? What did he say?
Guinea.
I've never heard of that.
That's a racist slur for Italians.
Oh no.
Greaser is a racist slur for Italians.
Didn't they used to call them like greasers in the 50s? Like
Oh, that's just
that was a racist terminology for them.
Was it racist?
I mean,
I
yeah.
feel like it was like
I thought it was cool
classes
to be one.
maybe because they had the greasers and what's the other one?
No, because it doesn't necessarily mean that they have any. It doesn't have anything to do with the economy.
Well, it has
of
to do
the
with like
situation.
what group you're in, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
So I guess it is. Okay, I can see that.
But it's derogatory.
Oh.
It's
It is
derogatory term.
derogatory. It
It's
is
a derogatory term for a specific group of people, and they
Yes,
typically don't like to be called something like that. It's a sign of disrespect, obviously.
For sure,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
something like that.
Agreed on
So
that.
yeah, I mean, I'm not I'm not purposely disrespecting everybody. It's just funny to say mostly, and usually white people don't care about being called slurs. To be honest, like even cracker, I feel like is like one of the most tame things you could say about a person.
I mean, but like, yeah, okay, yeah, no.
You know, like to call them a cracker, like it's just I don't know. I could bleep it out, but still, I don't feel that strongly about that word.
Yeah, I mean,
As a Caucasian man.
as a Caucasian man, I don't know.
Kenny, are you like this sounds crazy, but are you like fully Mexican or are you half white?
Okay, so my dad's family's from like Spain, so like Spanish,
Spanish. Okay.
and then my mom's
That makes a lot of
family
sense actually.
is Native American, and New Mexican.
That's American.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but they all live in New Mexico, and I don't know. They all live on the reservation, so they're more like Native American.
They're the new Mexicans.
The New Mexicans. But,
Okay. So like Native
So you're
American
you're-
Spanish roots.
Yeah, you're half Spanish and half Native American.
Roughly.
yeah,
Roughly.
yeah.
With some other
basically,
stuff,
yeah,
probably.
some other mixture in there. I don't know. I want to take one of those DNA things where they take
you
your
don't.
spit.
No, you don't.
I don't want to take it. Why not?
No, you don't.
You want the government to have your DNA?
What happens when you give them your personal information and then they print out all the information and send it to you, but now they have on file exactly what you are?
Plus,
You don't think they already have that?
plus-
Or they don't already have that?
Of course
have
not.
you ever been arrested?
No.
So how do they have your fingerprint?
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
Why would any one person have your DNA other than you voluntarily giving it to them?
Is that a trap? Wait,
Yes.
is it a trap?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. I don't want to do it no more.
Sounds crazy, but like,
Hey, I almost did it when I was like in my teenage years.
enough people in
Which
my
sounds
family
crazy
have
to say.
done it where I can just
Guess
See where
I've
I-
had nobody
see
in
where
my
I
family
fit
do
in.
it, but shout out to my grandma again. She forewarned me before I did it, and she was like, "Hey, I don't know if this is a good idea for you to be giving your DNA to voluntarily to the government," and it low key pushed me over the fence on what I was, because originally I was like, I want to do it for my birthday. I kind of want to know who I am, what I am, and then all of a sudden that seed was planted.
guys think about it. How many conspiracy theories have been proven to be true?
Right. Exactly. How many times has Alex Jones been right? We could fill a jar with an amount of money.
We thought he
that-
was crazy about the gay frogs.
He
but-
was so crazy about the cultist, like,
right.
Yeah.
What was it?
what's it called?
Bohemian Grove?
Bohemian Grove.
And then he proves that it's real.
And then that happened, and then aliens, obviously.
Right, aliens. Like, come on. Like, how many, like, JFK?
Mockingbird, Project
Back on the
Mockingbird.
conspiracies.
Yeah, like
Shout out.
just like there could be a list of
Yeah,
all of the
things that have been
conspiracies.
proven true. Like, why would you not, like,
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I guess I just never have been. I never thought about it that way. So you opened my mind.
Yeah.
Hey, you probably saved me.
honestly, I'm glad I got to you now
Yeah, you
before
got to
later
me.
because
In the
because
in the grand scheme of things, I'm sure it doesn't matter. But
It doesn't matter.
until it does. No.
Yeah.
I know, but you don't want there to be a filing cabinet with a folder with your name on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Versus
deadass.
not having one at all.
Facts.
You know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And the information that they could do with that.
Imagine how much information we give up about ourselves just like voluntarily.
Yeah.
Like Google is constantly tracking information on you,
Yeah.
like
It's
personal
like
information.
it's like when you download a new app and they're
You have
like,
to
"Do you wanna
sign or acknowledge
track
the-
your-"
Yeah, and most people do. Imagine,
You just have-
imagine
If you want to use the app, you have to accept
It's
it.
It's like that Black Mirror episode about accepting the terms and services.
oh
where they
yeah,
can use your likeness.
Netflix and they just
Yeah.
They use
And I
AI
mean-
or whatever.
I mean, there's so many people older than us who already do not understand the concept of like that's a thing. You know what I mean? We understand that because we're young and we're in the know. But if you don't know, then how are you going to know that every app is kind of fucking you? You know?
It is. They're fucking us. We should do an outro before the camera dies.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you everybody for watching. It's been the Mack Don Show. We'll catch everybody next time.
We'll see you next time. Thank you. And on that, we'll see you later.